Second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept pay request number 3 for $88,982.89. Is there any discussion, comments? And just for public information, this would be on the concession stand, is that correct?
That's correct.
And that's our new concession stand that's being put together out there on the west side of town. Yes.
Yes.
So we're looking forward to having that completed. And that was through funding, through donations, through JBS. And it's going to be a great facility once it's all together. So, okay. Any other comments, questions? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no, and motion carries. Concession stand project pay request number 4. And Travis, if you want to go ahead with that one.
That project has been moving along quite quickly. If anybody wants to go out and take a look at it at the future soccer field complex site, the building is framed and closed. Roofing is on and part of the siding is on. So that has been proceeding quite nicely. Pay request number 4 in the amount of $101,174.24 has been requested by Double B Gravel for work completed through the end of last week.
I move we do pay request number 4 for $101,174.24.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded to approve pay request number 4 for the concession stand project. Is there any comments, questions? I just, how much further along will they be before it's completed? And this must be about the majority of the costs here. There couldn't be much left, is there?
Yeah, so the total project, after the change order that we completed to realize some cost savings was just under $500,000. Total complete to date was about 325, so we're over halfway.
Okay.
But it's like I say, it's moving along, so I would anticipate completion here in the next few months, barring any material delivery delays.
Well, I wonder if we could have a little contest between the concession stand and Quick Trip. Who can be completed first?
They're moving along too. Holy cow.
They really are.
Okay, yeah, well, great. Okay, well, thank you for that update. And it's been moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no, and motion carries. Thank you. New business, Fire Prevention Week proclamation, and I have a proclamation to read into the minutes. Whereas the city of Pipestone is committed to ensuring the safety and security of all those living in and visiting Pipestone, and whereas fire is a serious public safety concern both locally and nationally, and homes are the location where people are at greatest risk for fire, and whereas roughly 3 out of 5 fire deaths happen in homes with either no smoke alarms or with no working smoke alarms, and whereas working smoke alarms cut the risk of dying in reported fires, home fires, almost in half, and whereas smoke alarms sense smoke well before you can, alerting you to the danger in the event of a fire in which you may have as little as 2 minutes to escape safely. And whereas Pipestone residents should install smoke alarms in every sleeping room, outside each separate sleeping area, and on every level of the home. And whereas Pipestone residents will make sure their smoke alarms meet the needs of all their family members, including those with sensory or physical disabilities. Whereas the Pipestone Fire Department and first responders are dedicated to reducing the occurrence of home fires by providing fire prevention education and protection, and whereas the 2024 fire prevention theme, Smoke Alarms, Make Them Work for You, serves to remind us the importance of having working smoke alarms in the home. Therefore, I, Dan Delaney, Mayor of the City of Pipestone, do hereby claim October 6th through 12th, 2024 as Fire Prevention Week. And I urge all the people in Pipestone to make sure their homes have working smoke alarms and to support the many public safety activities and efforts of the Pipestone Fire and Emergency Services. And I'll tell you what, we are so fortunate to have the fire department and those volunteers that we have. And again, all the first responders and emergency services, so many people dedicate so much time for training and respond to those incidents in just minutes. And yeah, we are very fortunate and appreciate them very much. Thank you. And that was for information only. So resolution 2024-49. This is a resolution accepting donations, and the following donations have been received. $534.28 have been donated from the First Bank and Trust to support the youth trip to the Minnesota Twins game. And we need a motion to approve that donation.
Make motion to approve the donation from First Bank and Trust for $534.28 to support the youth for Twins trip.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Now, is that another Twins game or is that the one that they had went to? I wonder.
I believe it's the one that they
yeah.
had just.
They had
went to.
went.
They only go
Yeah.
one time, I believe.
Okay, yeah. Well, thank you for First Bank and Trust for that support. All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All opposed say no. Motion carries. Council liaison reports, Planning Commission, and let's see, I'm your liaison for the Planning Commission. So we met August 14th, and actually we've been studying solar ordinances, and Jason Hill, our city attorney, came up with a proposal for a new ordinance. Our old ordinance was just too incomplete, and Solomon just didn't have the tools he needed to meet the requirements. So we put everything on hold, you may remember, and have a moratorium on solar panel installation. And we're going through that ordinance piece by piece. And I think there was probably just two little areas that we had some questions on, and we're going to refer that back to our city attorney and hopefully have a final draft coming up shortly. So that was the majority of our work there at the Planning Commission. And also the Hiawatha Pageant Park Commission, we met July 29th there and discussed the fee structure for the Hiawatha Lodge. We didn't recommend any fee increases, but we would like to see the way things are handled a little differently for accounting purposes. We're recommending that when someone has a wedding and they're reserving that area, 9 months, a year and a half in advance, we've been putting down what was called a damage deposit and putting that check in a drawer and just hanging on to it. Well, 9 months down the road, I mean, yeah, then you got to try to cash a check or something. Well, that didn't make any sense. So what we'd like to see is that being called a reservation deposit. And so you're putting down that deposit for that reservation. And if you change your mind, and things do happen, within 90 days of the event taking place, yeah, you could have a refund cut. But if you try to cancel the last day or two before the event, and we've held it for a year and a half for you, and we've turned other people down, well, then it's a deposit for that reservation, and there would be no refund. That's what they're recommending. And so that was a big part of the discussion. Then we also talked about a proposal for possible trail additions there in Hiawatha Pageant Park area. And yeah, the commission is like to see the park designation move forward as quickly as it could be, but that won't happen this year. So we'll be working on that for next year. And the whole purpose of that, trying to obtain some funding, so through grants that we can use for enhancing that area with the trail system and combine it with our current trails. So lots of good things on the horizon there. And we just had a fishing derby out there, and there was well attended by the chamber and the Kiwanis. Put that on, and It's a great area for recreation and for especially family recreation, or it's a good place just to go out and have a little piece of nature for a little bit of time. So we're fortunate to have that. So anyway, Hiawatha Pageant Park Commission, and we'll have our next meeting next month.
If I may add to that,
Yeah, go
Travis,
ahead, Deb.
we got that Safe Routes to School grant and we'll be putting sidewalks out there on 4th Street Northwest. Now, I believe that trail can connect to those sidewalks. Would that be correct, Travis?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, great. Just
Yeah, we
another
talked a
connection,
little
yeah.
bit about that too, and I was unaware of that would be able to connect like that. So that's a great thing too. So, and the proposals were just came up from one of the members. And, I had showed them or talked to them about the proposals that you had in place already. And, so we're in such close proximity to the park and the proposed Veterans Memorial area that we'd like to incorporate that into the trail area too, because that'll be a place where
Great
instead
idea.
of coming in north of that area, come in a little bit south where that Veterans Memorial is proposed to be and connect up that way too.
It's a
And
good
then, of
idea.
course, when you're talking trails, then you got to have a place to rest occasionally. So we got to have a bench here and there and go from there. So, yeah, it's coming together. It's only going to get better. So, all right. That's all I have. Any questions on any of that? Well, next up is our closing comments on the agenda. Does anybody have any closing comments? Okay, I do. I've got Once You Know It. All right. Well, just want to announce that the city is providing specialized training for inclusion, conflict, and collaboration. And we have a very good speaker coming in Wednesday, August 28th at 9 a.m. to noon. And that would be at the Hiawatha Lodge, just north of town where we were just talking about. Judy Renault. And Judy's a seasoned speaker with experience including coordination, leading, and facilitating community leadership programs in Wisconsin, Virginia, and Michigan. And this is a great training just for anyone that's involved on a commission or anyone that works with other people, for just about anything. I mean, it's just great how to get along with folks, because we all think a little differently. And we all try to get our points across a little differently. And, but I think a lot of times we're all trying to get the same thing done, just different avenues how to get there. So this would be great. And there is no fee.
No fee.
So
What was the date?
it's Wednesday, August 28th, 2024, and that would be 9 a.m. till noon at the Hiawatha Lodge. And everyone's welcome. Okay. Any other closing comments? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Jason.
Thank you,
I
Jason.
gotta use this finger.
All right.